Looks like I'm there. Terry! Had to get one last little something in there. Good morning. Happy Easter. How are you doing this morning? Oh, this is yeah, I've had this for about a year now. Yeah. This is the Epiphone. Yeah. Yeah. I thought I'd do a sunrise service because I am a reverend in the same church as Billy Gibbons. I can't even Universal Life Church or something like that. I signed up years ago. Yeah, this is the Epiphone version, and it's a nice guitar. As Epiphones go, I always rag on Epiphones, and this one, the switch is starting to give me some grief already. About a year, I haven't played it. It's been in the case. I don't know if it's moisture or what, but it's yeah, it's the Johnny A, and it's the body. I was just looking at the body compared to the Reverend's. It's just a pinch smaller body, just a like that much smaller, just a tiny, a thumb's width smaller probably. But if I were buying, if I were doing it today, I don't know if I'd get it because even though I had the Reverend when I got this, and if I had hands-on experience where I could have found one of these, and I'd played a real Johnny A years before, but a couple of them, but I think the Reverend has some things going like it's not. This is all laminates, so Johnny A's all the back and sides are all one piece of wood on the Reverend, and on the Epiphone it's all laminates with a laminate top. I don't remember. I don't have the specs, but other than that, they're almost identical. The Reverend has a roller bridge, of course, and locking tuners. So I think the Reverend's got it beat. Tone-wise, it doesn't. This thing has really good tone for. I have a hard time arguing about laminates versus solid tops because it's something in here that's a little bit. No, that's probably not it, but that'll do. Yeah, it's a very good player though. Yeah, yeah, and I had some of those old some of those old jazz boxes back in the day, like a ES 125 and an ES 150, and the 125 is a laminate, and the 150 was a solid top. They sounded about the same to me. I don't know, but yeah, these are nicely done. I just, it's odd that they go for about they all go for about $1,000, and I would probably get better resale out of this one than the Reverend, maybe, I don't know. But the Reverend's the better of the two, I think. These have actual authentic, I'm terrible at pickups. 58 Gibson 58 pickups. They're not the on my Swingster that I had a couple weeks ago. Those are like Epiphone pickups. And this is the yeah, yeah. And I don't know width-wise. I don't remember a 335 is about the same width, I think, but it's got a very I always say when they're smaller body. That's why I almost bought a 339. I love there's a tight, focused quality to the tone of those that I like. Oh, today's your birthday. Happy birthday. Wow, I just caught that. I just got the end of your sentence. Yeah, happy birthday. I'm getting Norton warnings that I don't have something signed up. I wish they would make the quality of music sound for live streaming as good as using a regular camera. I would do all my videos live streaming, but I think the sound quality is just not there yet. 63. Well, I still got a few on you. You're chasing me, but you're getting closer. I'm 68, so yeah, 63. Well, happy 63rd. That's a good year to be, I think. I didn't put out any videos this week. I was gonna really get busy and do one on this guitar and maybe another pedal or something. And I just got kind of sucked into other people's world of ah. Well, wish her a happy Easter also, and a happy birthday for you. Yeah, I kind of got sucked into the world of everybody else's live streams, and there were good ones this week. So I was glad Tone King was on. I always enjoy his, and Steve from Boston. Who else did I watch? I started to watch. There's a fellow on named Fender Guru from Australia, and he co-host. Has the co-host is Simon from the UK, and we've probably seen him on the chats before. But they have a really good discussion about early. He's a big Eric Clapton fan and early British blues. So they have a really good discussion on sort of the British invasion, British blues movement. And I'm forever discovering some little tidbit that I didn't know before. So, and that's Fender Guru. Oh yeah, yeah. I watched that last night. They get they get pretty wild towards the end as usual. So yeah, I watched Hack and I watched oh gosh, I'm gonna forget somebody. I watched Fender Guru, but he lost his connection right as soon as I barely got tuned in and something went wrong. I like his because he has a pretty serious discussion on music history, I guess you'd say. And Hack was good. They talked a lot about pickups and stuff and reviewed some guitars. That was good. And TK always has a good. Tone King I just love because he always has a good unboxing. He's just a really nice guy too. Seems like so. Jack, good morning. Happy Easter. It's not the blue hour, but is Janice? Ah, Janice. Happy Easter. Yeah, Janice. Yeah, it's a thing. I mean, I just got yesterday. I just you found your eggs. I mentioned you on Hack's chat last night. I said, well, Jack's not here because it's Easter. It's Easter evening. This is his busiest day of the year. So. Ben, good morning. Happy Easter. It is 6:43 a.m. I was going to get on by 6, but I have this new laptop and it just, it wants me to sign in when it gets turned off and I can never remember I got to figure out how to turn that off because I'm the only one that uses it. Oh, you were lurking there. Okay, Jack. Yeah. Well, and it usually does go into sleep mode. I don't know what I did different. Just by closing, I've never had a laptop, let alone something with Windows 10. So I don't know if I just um, closed the lid and that turned it off or what. Oh, that's right. You guys are new. I just went over this with Terry. This is an Epiphone Johnny A. Almost identical to my Reverend Manta Ray. Excuse me. Except not as good. It's actually quite nice as Epiphones go. I complain about Epiphones. It's about a year old already. The switch, I've had some of those Gretches 10 years, and the switches are just great. This one's already doesn't seem to be bothering. Must have had some dust. A little bit of. Anyway, it works its way out. It's got authentic, actual Gibson I'm gonna be wrong. I'm terrible when it comes to pickups. 58 Gibson 58s in them instead of the like on the Swingster. I had the Epiphone pickups. Those Epiphone pickups on the Swingster sound great. So do these. Yeah, Ben. Oh, this isn't early. You wake up 2 hours later now, Jack. Yeah, they're pretty fancy schmancy. I think the Manta Ray is still. The Manta Ray's all one solid piece of wood for the back and sides. It's just a big block of wood they route out. And then the Manta Ray, the Reverend Manta Ray, has solid maple top. This is 100% maple, pure maple, pure laminate. Excuse me. And I can't. I don't remember. I don't have the stats on it, but they're pretty much the same. The body's actually just it's really odd that it's like this much smaller. So it's early for you, Ben. It's like yeah, it's going on 10 o'clock, man. Well, it's Easter Sunday. Yeah, I just seem to have them. Yeah, it's no big deal. It just on the Epiphones I've had, they've all gone bad. This one's not gone bad. I think you're right. It just needs some set in the case and probably picked up some moisture or something. But who knows? Yeah, I have. For some reason, I went out and stocked up on that stuff before Radio Shack went out of business. I got there was some stuff that has residue to it, and then there was a zero residue cleaner. So I got both. You're not satisfied, yeah. I I tried to buy like an Epiphone Dot or a Sheridan or anything like. I even went down to 339s to the smaller bodies, and I went through. Well, I mean that's a good example. I mean I tried. I'm sure 8 or 10 of them, and they all had fret sprout, and it wasn't just like a little bit on a couple of frets. It was up and down. Radio Shack's online. I did not know that. Well, thank you. Oh, I have to look that up. I have because I do miss them. Yeah, I mean the switches are not they're not too terribly hard. I guess the new Epiphones have the switch crafts in them, and the new Epiphones. Um, I was at Guitar Center right before the virus hit, and the new Epiphones, man, zero fret sprout, a Gibson double cut, single pickup double cut, and they had one. They got another one in, and the guy handed it to me, and I just handed it back. The fret sprout was, I mean, I would have had to do the whole both sides, and that's just a deal killer, you know. If I'm paying $600, you would think Gibson would have some standards. I don't know. I mean, if they can make those Epiphones and have smooth frets, then why can't they on the Gibsons? Yeah, yeah, Terry. I mean, it's cheap enough, right? It's um, Ben. Tell me which Epi you have. I don't remember. Is it one you don't play very often? I don't remember seeing it. Oh, you came out good, Jack. Yeah, yeah. It's the reason I buy. Well, here I've been showing lately nothing but guitars I bought new. Um, but generally, I try to always buy used if I can find one. And boy, I hate buying them online because you hope you're getting something. And made in '97. Interesting. I would be interesting to look. I don't know what their quality control was like back then. I don't. You're sure that's the only one you have? You hope. Yeah, you're like me. Wait, do I have another? I don't know. Oh, okay, cool. Is that one of the new Epiphones, Janice? I played one at Guitar Center. It was really interesting that there was just the frets. It was like they were I don't know what do they call it when they treat it rolled. You know, like a rolled edge. It was so smooth. No cover charge. Good morning. Happy Easter. Well, on the West Coast, I got up. I was going to hit it at about 5:30, 6 o'clock, and I got locked out of my computer. Anyway, I tried the Epiphone. There was at a Guitar Center right before the virus hit. It was 113 or 119 or something like that. It was just a terrible. I mean, it was really cheap, but the frets were just incredibly good. And then when I looked at the neck kind of got seasick looking up and down the neck. And I realized I was actually going to buy it at that price and just mess with it. And yeah, East Coast early, huh? It's 10 o'clock. Jack, Rock Crusher, you ordered a Rock Crusher recording. You got me. I'm lost. I don't know what a Rock Crusher is. Well, unless you're talking about a real one. Oh, I've actually thought about getting one because I just at home here, unless I'm just you know nobody's around at all. You know, even a 10 or a 15 watt really cranked up can be really annoying to other other inhabitants. So I've thought about getting one. I mean, the only well, I do have that Katana 100 watt head and a 4 by 12 downstairs that I hope to hook up at some point. Cowtown Customs, howdy. Yeah, happy Easter. Cowtown, where are you at? I'm guessing Cowtown, maybe somewhere down Texas or somewhere. I don't know. Where are you from? I know Jack's from the Bay Area. Ben's up north in Canada. Janice, I don't remember. I know you're East Coast, but I don't remember exactly where. I'm in Oregon. Connecticut, okay. I remember Janice, your videos on a couple of guitar shows you went to that were pretty cool. Yeah, Jack, I keep thinking about getting an attenuator, even for my little 15 watt amps or something. So, an old dairy farm. Okay, I'm very close. I'm in Oregon, and I'm very close to dairy farms. They're all around. We a lot of. I'm right in the kind of an agricultural and big city both all combined. So, yeah, if you were out, man, if you were out that far out, great story of Graham Nash talking about when Neil Young had, I think he had bought a farm or something, and he um, turned like one shed, cut out the side walls, and put speakers in, and then did the same to the side of a barn. And Graham was helping him. I mean, apparently just a massive stereo. And he said he had a memory of Neil being out on the lake as they cranked up the stereo, and Neil yelling from a boat, "More barn, more barn." I thought that's a serious stereo system. Well, I think I saw those because at the I don't I'm not sure. I think at the time you had just done those, Janice, so I'm not sure. And I saw you playing some doing some playing too. But a guitar show, that's I'm addicted. Cows love Kiss, yeah. Oh, Stafford's Dave's here. I was just plugging all the live streams. Dave, I said I didn't get any videos done this week because I was watching everybody's live streams, yours included. I just had, man, what a fun! It was a good weekend between Lewis, Steve from Boston, Hack last night, you on Friday night. Who am I missing? Well, Live Wires on Wednesday. I don't have time. I can't be bothered with videos. Well, when you get a copyright, it's not a it's a copyright claim, not a strike. So I just did a video last week, right before John Prine passed away, and I did a couple of John Prine songs, and I got copyright strikes on both of those. Because one I hummed the melody, so it said it was based on the melody. The other one was I can't remember the name of the song now. Hello, hello in there. Um, and I didn't hum the melody, and I didn't play a melody. I just did the chord works, and they claimed that the melody that I was playing was a copyright strike. So, and of course, it was John Prine. I think it was somebody looking after his, and that's fine. I don't mind. Yeah, yeah. I don't think we need to worry. It's not like you're making money off of YouTube anyway, if unless you're a big Ben Coombs level kind of guy, you know. So yeah, yeah. Phil Oakes, the folk singer from the '60s. I'm I'm dating myself there, but he said, I think, well, was it him? I don't know if it was him. He said, "Man alive, you become a folk singer. There are hundreds of dollars to be made." If you get three actual strikes, when I get mine, they're not strikes; they're copyright claims. And I think there's a difference. And I was just on my YouTube studio page, and it said number of strikes 0. So they're not actual strikes; they're claims. And so I don't know when you get a strike though. Yeah, no cover charge. Be quiet. You're right. Good morning, Eric. Eric, we're wishing everybody a happy Easter, and I'm finding out where everybody is from. So I'm up in Oregon, and it's everybody wish Terry Himes a happy birthday. It's his birthday today. Yes, Jack, we need to wish him a happy Easter. Halface, good morning. Happy Easter. I thought if anybody else goes live, I think I got everybody beat. I, I don't think anybody's going to go live. Maybe. Well, I don't know. 10 o'clock Eastern time. Somebody might. So. But if anybody does, let me know. I don't want to step on anybody. And actually, I've been going almost 40 minutes now. So Terry, did that? Did your birthday? I guess as a kid, it fell on Easter. Did you? You either felt really extra special, or it felt like you got ripped off. One of the two when you were a kid, maybe, huh? Yeah, I was just reviewing all the live streams I did just this weekend. Lewis was on, and or Tone King, Tony King, and Steve from Boston, and Stafford's was on. Dave here in our chat was on Friday night. Hack was on a couple times, I think, actually. I've been watching a fellow. He has a very small stream, Fender Guru, and he has Simon on. And Fender Guru Andrew is from New Zealand, and Simon is from UK. And they have a really good discussion about the early British invasion and the British blues movement most weeks. So uh, yeah, I miss Johnny B, and he had a number of streams on, didn't he? Andrew and Simon. Oh, you did an episode with them, Ben. Okay, I did too. Yeah, yeah. They're that discussion I really like. And then they have a friend of theirs, Carl. I think he's from New Zealand too, and he knows a lot about early British invasion stuff. Anyway, he was on. I just got in on the tail end last night, and he had some issues apparently, and the stream went down. No cover charge exactly. I was real. My brother's a ham or a ham radio guy, and a friend of mine's a real big one. And he, yeah, I was listening to him, and I used to have a receiver where I would listen into all the ham radio. I was always going to get my license to do that, and I thought, well, this is kind of the modern day ham radio um, thing. It's a similar kind of thing. We need to get those postcards, though. What do they call those? The cue cards. I forget what they're called. But when you have contact with somebody, so yeah, it was just fascinating to me. I mean, the technology is, that I'm talking with somebody who has a show from New Zealand, whose co-host is from the London area, UK, and I'm in Oregon, and other people were in that chat from Texas and all over the place, you know. So I just thought that was good. I'll have to look back for that, Ben. I have not seen that. It was yeah, yeah. I would like it would be good if he would anchor down a time, because like for some reason I'm not getting I get notices most of the time, but I don't but the live streams don't actually get put into my feed. Some do. Any of them that have a notice that says Ben Coombs is going live in 30 minutes, that will make it into my feed. But if they don't have that, then it just stays over there in notices, and it never makes it into the feed until it's done, processed. So, oh wow, so he's been doing it a long time. I didn't realize that. Wow. Yeah, it would pay me to go buy a radio and get my license probably. Yeah, there is a quality to that, and I love that. It's why I don't have cable. I have a Roku box, and it reminds me of the early days of. Yeah, yeah, that's right, Dave. You're in Wisconsin. Eric, oh, you're in Denver. Okay. Yeah, having a Roku box reminds me of having rabbit ears when I was a little kid. You know, trying to find a station that's coming in, and is it snowing in Denver? I do too, Jack. I have a little TV upstairs that I use. I use an antenna, and then I use the Roku box for streaming stuff. Here in Western Oregon yesterday, oh, 90 in Florida. Wow. I'm not ready for that. It was a chilly, wasn't chilly, I'm joking, but it was here in Western Oregon. It's really broke loose, and it's 65. The other day it was, Thursday was 72, 3, something like that. I think it's going to be 65 here today. Although it said it was 37 this morning, and I was going to run up to the store, and I went out and there's ice on my car. So yeah, pretty much 65 to 70 here for the next week. Chance of rain next Saturday. Oh, Terry, I did not know that. I think the virus has really screwed things up. That I used to get warnings that would say, thunderstorm warnings in the Midwest or something like that, and I'm not getting my YouTube stuff like I used to. So, yeah, yeah. It's just it's usually Average would be a little warmer overnight. It wouldn't get down to freezing by this time. And Jack, are you right in San Francisco or are you outside? Remember the few times I've been to San Francisco that it's like fogged in. Then you get a little outside of San Francisco and it's pretty nice. You get right off the bay. We had that too, Terry. I mean, that was real odd that we had. Well, I went out one morning. It was sunny, and I thought, man, I got a couple hours. I can just sit in the sun, kind of wake up, have some coffee. It's hailing really bad in 10 minutes. 97. Oh man, that's got to be a humid 97. Yeah, we haven't had any snow here in Western Oregon, in the valley, anyway, where it actually stuck for a few years now. So, hmm, okay. So where you're at, it burns off. That's good. Yeah. Oh wow, Terry, I'm sorry. I didn't know that. I'm not getting my weather news. Yeah, well, we had way cooler than normal. We just started having sun. It was every night for 3 weeks was down right around freezing, which is lower than normal for this time of year. So, I hate this. My allergies are just kicking in during this virus thing, and man, it scared the heck out of me. The other day was really bad. I had a ton of post nasal drip, and so you will excuse me while I take a break and see if I can clean this up a little bit here. Well, I hope that helps. I blew my nose a little bit, and anyway, and of course, the first thing you think is, oh man, am I getting something? It's just the allergies, normal allergies that I might get this time of year, but they've all of a sudden with warmer weather. Hurricane Gloria. And where was that at, Jack? Ah, you drive a truck too, Eric. Wind is your enemy for sure. I can't, man. Yeah, big square truck, man. It's gonna The wind's going to affect that, isn't it? Oh, Connecticut, Jack. Yeah, I was a little kid. We had the Columbus Day storm here on the West Coast, which caused damage. I don't know if it went as far south as San Francisco. I forgot how south it went, but Northern California and all of Oregon, all of Washington, we had sustained winds of around between 100 and 100 and a quarter for a number of hours. So it was. I remember they let us out of school early. I had to push my bike home because I couldn't ride it against the wind as it was coming up. So. Jimmy Bider's in the house. Okay. Welcome, Jimmy. Happy Easter. Yeah, 85. Gloria. Well, for those that just tuned in, I'll give you the sneak preview here. It's probably my next little show and tell. I always say whenever they get streaming the music side down, the music always sounds, well, on StreamYard anyway, it sounds pretty bad. And I haven't figured out OBS yet, but instead of making actual videos, I'll just do a live stream with them. But this is an Epiphone. And it's the Johnny A. And the difference between the Gibson and this one is this is all laminates and the Gibson's, I think, all solid wood. Actual, real, I'm terrible. 58 or 59 pickups. Try not to bash your guitar against your amp, huh? Jimmy, you're, wow, 8 inches of snow. You're in Canada. Am I correct? Oh, Montana, okay. For some reason, I thought Canada, but yeah, Bozeman, okay. It is it's a beautiful guitar, but I said in this price range, I did a video a few weeks ago on my Reverend Manta Ray, and in this price range, the Reverend just beats the heck out of it. I think. I'm a terrible one for tonality. This sounds awfully good. So does the Reverend. Difference is the Reverend is all solid wood, so it has a roller bridge and locking tuners. And if I did that, if I converted that, had to this one, this thing would be great. Although, I don't know, I'm terrible with my Bigsby's as well. I should know those. They're not really made for dive bombing, but so with this one, it stays in tune better than a lot of um, guitars with Bigsby's. So I can't tell you why though. It's got a seriously stiff spring in it. Yeah, a little nightclubby quality, huh? Yeah, if you listen to Johnny A, some of his stuff is real pristine, clean to Jimi Hendrix dirty. So, well, folks, my allergies are kicking up a storm, so I think I'm going to go and wish everybody, yeah, no dive bombs, dear. Yeah, yeah. Even on the Reverends with the roller bridge and the locking tuners, you can't. They have a real soft spring, so you can push them more, but they don't do it. Nothing happens, right? Because it's a real soft spring. Yeah, it really is a wiggle stick. Yeah, it's really, yeah, versus something with a Floyd. There you can hear it's just a pinch out of tune. Yeah, and I don't know that I've done that. I usually put some of the nut grease stuff in there. I don't know that I've done that with this one yet. It doesn't look like I have. I usually right away do that, so I don't. Yeah, yeah. I think the Reverend's in the same price range, or just a cut above. One piece back and sides versus laminates. I don't notice that in tonality and the tone so much. It's just that it's. I just like that idea that it's all one piece side and back, and solid maple top versus all laminates. I don't mind laminates though. I'm not. I think all my jazz boxes are laminates minus one that has a solid top. Thrash, good morning. Now you want a casino? Well, I went through. I was saying earlier, I went through. I know I went through 8 or 10 Epiphones, not the new ones, the old ones, and I could not for the life of me find one. So I was really worried when I bought this one. And every one of them had such bad fret sprout that I would have had to do both sides of the neck up and down 100%. Some just had bad necks, it looked like to me. And each and every one of them I would have had to really extensively do some setup to, and I could just never find one I liked. Versus those Gretsch Streamliners, I've literally bought those just off the shelf, and they've been fine from the get go. I haven't, I'm guessing that maybe 1 in 10. Now that may change. This is not a new one. I bought this about a year ago. It's got the old style headstock. I don't mind the old style headstock because it's on hollow bodies and semis. For some reason, to me, when they go on solid bodies or on Les Paul, they look goofy. I don't know why, but yeah, no, this is one of the older. And I don't know that Epiphone's actually making this. They still have them in stock. I know Sweetwater still got them, but I would buy a Reverend. Tricky Gomez or a Manta Ray. I don't have the stats on this out here. I don't know that it may be an ebony fretboard. I know they put some. I mean, they actually put Gibson humbuckers in it. I don't remember. I want to say 58s. Hippie, good morning, sir. Man, you're up really early because you're an earlier hour before me. Wow. Hippie, you going live this afternoon or this evening? Did I see something about that? Ben's going to be on at 5 p.m. my time, West Coast, so 8 p.m. I think. Seven o'clock my time, Hippie. Okay. Electric Gypsy Blues. There's our main blues guy from Chicago town, man, from Chi-Town right there. Gypsy, how are you this morning? Happy Easter to you as well. You want to get a casino to play Django on? Play Django. And when I was a kid, we called him Django. And then I read later it's actually kind of like an SZ sound, Django. Yeah. This is yeah, it's an okay guitar. It's an Epiphone, Johnny A. And you know, pretty much an impulse buy. I'm such a Johnny A nut that I had to have one, and I wasn't going to get a real Johnny Gibson, you know. So, no, I played one, but the Johnny Gibson Johnny A standards, what were they? 4,500, and the signatures were 6,500. Nicely made. I mean, really, all the. You know, I thought it was really unique that all the back and the sides were all one piece of wood on the Gibson Johnny A. And then I find out that my Reverends, not on the Gibson Johnny A, on my Reverend Manta Ray and the Tricky Gomez, those are at about $1,000, are also solid wood. So. Yeah, those Gretsch's. Um, I had one of the higher, not one of the real super higher end. I didn't have a white. I had an anniversary 6118, And that thing, it was an eBay find. It was one of my bad eBay finds. It was, uh, the bridge was down here, and the nut was up here, and the strings went this way while the neck went that way, and it's just by a pinch. I mean, it really played fine, but I could not bend anything. If I bent a B down, a B string, it would come all the way off. It would just come right off the neck. So I ended up getting rid of it, and the guy that got it was a used guitar dealer who knows his guitars pretty well. He thought he could he thought he could make it right. So I let him have that. And that was one of the, the 6118s in smoke green. I love that color, the Gretsch color. But that was the only made in, they're all, I don't think any of them are made in USA anymore. Their high-end ones are all made in Japan, and then the other ones are made in Indonesia. But I do have the 5000 series, and I've been, man alive, I love those. Every one of them has been just great. As have the Streamliners. The Streamliners for $500, give or take. Yeah, 4 guitars for one. Yeah, I don't think that's. I always wanted something like a Brian Setzer or something like that. The custom Gretsches are USA. I know Fender's in control. Fender's the one doing them for the Gretsch family. I mean, some of those the prices have kind of gotten. I was looking at a 5000 series. I don't remember the number. It's a big hollow body. It was green with gold, and those two colors really meshed really well. It was like $895 new, and it was more. It wasn't a Streamliner. It was a 5000 series, but it came with Broadtron pickups from the Streamliner series. I thought, $900. I want Filtertrons for that much money. Yeah. Oh, I bet you they're. Well, gee, even the made in Japan ones will run you, 2,500 to over 3,000. So custom ones made in the U.S. Wowie, wow. My thumb pick, I've been using over the past year mostly those Hercos, and I'm really, you got to use the heavy ones. You can't use a light one. Um, they just rotate. If you do an upstroke with them, it'll just rotate it around. Well, there it's gone. So I've always traditionally I use That's why I can't hold on to picks, right? Regular picks. I use a Dunlop. Um, we call them bass picks, but I think they're actually banjo picks. And I grind them down, and then with a little Gorilla Glue, I and I have every shape and make and size. Joseph D'Angelo, welcome. Happy Easter, sir. And so I just use them that way, and I aim them in. I was probably never good with a pick because of arthritis, and to keep them kind of on the, I had to aim them, and the thumb picks are aimed. I'm actually be striking the strings this direction instead of this way, and so I just aim those in a little from what and it's not perfect. That one I went a little over on, and those are heavy enough I can up pick on those two, and there's no rotation. So, uh, and if you do, I did a little bitty like a Fender little jazz pick on a medium, and those will not budge. And I just grind the regular pick would come out quite a ways longer on the thumb pick, so I just grind them down and glue them in there. And on the mediums, those will not budge because they'll cut your circulation off pretty bad. So if you keep them on for very long, but I like those better than I don't have a heavy. Yeah, the heavy Hercos aren't too bad, but even they will rotate a little bit. I thought about just putting some Gorilla Glue on the back of those and see if I can't reinforce them or something. So. Ah, Merrill, welcome. Happy Easter. And Joseph and Metalhead. Oh, Hippie, I'm seeing the comment way up above here. I'm working on some backing tracks. I didn't bring them over. They're on my computer. Um, I'm trying to work on some backing tracks that are just some pretty basic. I don't know what, though. I thought something slow and melodic, but I thought, well, no, for Hippie's for Hippie's channel, I better crank it a little bit. So. I missed something here. What is online? What can you online sign up for? I did freeze. Wow, I've been on an hour and 15 minutes. I had no idea. I think my allergies are resolving a little bit, a little less nasal drip. So I am going to, oh, Terry Himes, you're signing up for Social Security. Yeah. I just went through that here in the last year or so, and it was actually far easier than I imagined. I thought it would be a nightmare to go through all that, but it was a little bit easier than I thought. Yeah. And it's odd because they just give you the numbers and you never really know, you know, if the numbers are correct or not. And I actually just got a letter in the mail last week saying, "Oh, we misfigured your Social Security and you get a little more than we thought you would." So, SSI, yeah, I used to. That was actually part of what I did in healthcare was help people sign up for SSI. It was just the most bizarre thing. People that were truly disabled would be denied, and people who, in talking to them, I thought, this person could probably have some sort of a job and be pretty successful at it, and it would go right through. So I never, in the old days when I first started, it was pretty predictable who would get it and who might not. And towards the end, there was no predictability whatsoever on SSI and disability and trying to figure. I had people that were, I thought, seriously disabled who just would get denied over and over. And people who I thought, I don't know if they'll get it or not. They'd go right through. So I don't know. I gave up predicting because the predictability was not there anymore. But we knew who to cook them up, and part of my job was to hook them up with a lawyer, get him, get him to contest that. So that was the fun part I actually liked. So I didn't do much of that though. Most I did was mostly everything was connecting people to medical resources. So, well, folks, it's been an hour, and now I'm going an hour and 20. Yeah, yeah. Actually, SSI it's actually quite easy if it looks like it's a temporary situation and it's based on a specific incident versus a chronic condition. A chronic condition that's kind of a lifetime disability will. Anyway, I'm getting off subject. That sometimes they'll have reviews of their cases, even though you know somebody gets hit by a car and has brain damage, they're probably not going to. Uh, there can be some recovery, but probably not a full recovery. Anyway, I'm off on I'm off on my political side now, and we don't want to do that. So, folks, you all have a good Easter. I appreciate you stopping by. I thought I'd just say hi. I didn't do any videos. Man, I was watching Tone King and Steve from Boston and Stafford's and Guitar Hack and Guitar Fender Guru, Live Wires. I'm forgetting somebody. I really got into live streams this week, so I'm going to try to get something done this coming week. So you all have a good Easter and stay safe out there and go wash your hands, man. Come on. Talk to you later. Bye bye.